Mambo vipi Diaspora Connect family, another Saturday for us to connect with all our loved ones from around the world. My name is Neville. Of course, you know I am your home plug, so you are, of course, in the right place for us to have such a good time. In case you're new to the show, here is where I'll be telling you, letting you know, informing you, enlightening you on the amazing achievements that Kenyans are doing away from home. So you want to sit back, relax, kwa sababu mpenzi mtazamaji, tuko na mapochopocho, some goodness iko hapa, and don't forget some inspiration too in there. Plus, we have a lot coming up on the show, na guests wako wengi sana, and this is what we have coming up on the show. We have two siblings, yes, two siblings who are showing us what it really means to conquer the world together. So tonight, of course, we have a surgeon and a lawyer, siblings conquering the world from Kisumu, and who are living their parents' abandoned dreams, of course, in New York and Maryland. Plus, a nurse who traded England's NHS for California's sunshine and has built her own healthcare empire. So we'll be connecting with her in a few. And don't forget, on the ones and twos, the queen herself is back. DJ Selena is up in the place. Selena, wagwa niaje uko poa?
Poa sana, niko fiti kabisa.
Nice, good to have you. Unajua kuna wale wanakuona for the first time, ebu wakumbushe, put them into the know about how they can connect with you, especially when it comes to everything to do with social media.
I'm DJ Selena, aka Mama Yao. That's how they call me.
Yeah.
On my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, kila mahali, djselena.ke.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hapo sawa, so make sure you connect with her, plus us right here. We are the #1 connecting show in the region, so it's all about at Diaspora Connect KE. That's our Instagram page. Make sure you follow us, alafu piga ma likes hapo, and then slide into our DMs. Alafu ukituongelesha during the entire episode, all you need to do is make sure when you come through, because you're the most important person on the show, you include your name and where you are locked in from. Alafu pia ex-family, aka Twitter, please pia tumia ile hashtag Diaspora Connect at Citizen TV Kenya. That's how we see all your interactions. So ongea na sisi, because we definitely want to hear from you. Na leo, si unajua ile maneno si ufanya tukianza show. It's called Sights and Sounds. I show you a region, an area, a country in the world. Might be on your bucket list, might be somewhere where an opportunity might open up for you. And then you come through on the show and you try and guess where this is. Our sights and sounds. So, ebu angalia hii mandhari hapa. Look at this place. Look at all the greeneries. Ebu angalia hizo fields. Angalia vegetation. Mandhari ya kiasili kabisa pale. So, let me know. Use all our avenues of communication at Diaspora Connect KE. That's our Instagram. Alafu pia our ex-family. Hapana ogopa. And also, my WhatsApp number that you are seeing on your screen. Make sure you use that number to talk to us, interact with us. Kama ni first time yako ya kuwatch, please pia tuandikie, ndo pia tukupatie the appropriate shoutouts. Ndo pia tukianza kuburuka, tukianza kwenda majuu, tuko na wewe on that one same page. So iko sawa kabisa. Right there, sights and sounds. So keep on texting in, tutumie hizo arafa, tutumie all those messages on all our Instagram, and also pale kwenye Twitter. Use that hashtag Diaspora Connect. Can't wait to read all your interactions. Plus, as I told you, leo tuko na stories mingi sana zina touch on many different types of subjects, especially when it comes to that grit. Tunajua na pia ikikuja kujivumilia, kwa sababu pia tunajua tukienda majuu form, if you've been following us, tunajua pia kukua majuu, lazima pia ukue mvumilivu ndio kule kambivu kidogo. But right now, so I want us to go to our first guest. Na sahi tunaenda ile city wa wanasema ni City of Angels, California yenyewe, yani America. And the good thing, kama haujui, just in case, Today, America is celebrating 250 years of freedom. Yani walipata independence yao 1776. Hey, sisi yetu 1963, but tuko tu sawa kabisa. So they're celebrating 250 years. Leo ni siku yao ya independence. So 4th of July, America Independence Day, will be celebrating every American and of course Kenyans who are on that side of the world. Plus, your World Cup is go crazy right now. So also, we'll be sprinkling a bit of magic in between the show. But right now, when we talk about magic, our first guest, hey, huyu ni guru. Empire akonayo ashapiga check. When she was here in the 254, she already was a superhero, saving lives, conquering new territories. Akatoka 254, akaingia United Kingdom pale England, akatesa kidogo. Alafu since tunajua Kenya, sisi ni mabazu. Sisi ni watu wangori kabisa. Akaambiwa, hapo pali unafanya, do you want to come over to America? Do you want to come over to California and work? Well, she moved from England all the way to a new continent, to the United States, and she started working, and she's doing amazingly well, and I'm glad that she's here with us and that we can, connect. Because alianzia hapa mtaani, si nimekwambia. And the good thing that she's here to fill us in on that amazing journey, plus inspire us. Ndio pia sisi to look up to say, yes, we are definitely in the right place. So our guest today, of course, we are delighted to have you. The show was made for champions like you. Elizabeth, how are you all the way in California? Mambo vipi? Uko poa lakini?
Niko poa kabisa. Nimefurahi sana. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yes, we are celebrating those many years of freedom today, and we'll be having a lot of fireworks come darkness. It's still morning. When it's dark, we will have fireworks all over celebrating it.
I can imagine. Yes. So, what have you planned? I know today is Independence Day for America, but umeweka ugali, umeweka kuku, umeweka chapati. Are there any Kenyan foods ama leo una enjoy to the American?
Icha tayari. Terere managu yote iko tayari. Sababu my big celebrating is bringing Kenya here too.
That's amazing. Thank you very much also for taking the time out to come and connect with us, because you have such an inspiring story, and also the amazing things that you have done, especially when it comes to the medical field. We'll also want to get into all that. But since we are Diaspora Connect, lazima tupige rewind kidogo, tuanzie mwanzo. Ndo watu wajue enyewe Elizabeth kweli, that's our daughter from right here in the 254. So please, kindly, tupatie a backstory of your journey, because I know you conquered territories here, ulikuwa Kenyatta Hospital, nini. So I want you to give us all that journey, tuambie the opportunity that came in England for you to go all the way that side, alafu tuendelee hivyo.
Asante sana. As I said, naitwa Elizabeth, lakini napenda kuitwa Wanjiko. Ninasikia nimerudi nyumbani kabisa. So, nilianza mtaani kweli, safari ya hii nilianza na kwenda Kenyatta kusomea nursing MTC. Way back in 1988, July 8 class. And nikangangana hapo masomo, and it was the way it is. I think they have reduced it now. It is 3 years. It used to be 3.5 years. And nikafurahia sana, na nikamaliza, in 1991. But before I finished, when I was on my 3rd year, I was, my head director of nursing in MTC Kenyatta came to talk to us and talked about the opportunities global. And I got very, 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 very interested. Akaniambia, if you want to work in the UK, I wanted to come to the US. I had a dream right from when I was 16 years old in high school, when we were studying geography. America, the prairies, the agriculture in California, the irrigation. I used to tell my classmates, I want to go there. And I would like to encourage people, have your dreams and hold on to them. Many things, life was going on, and I ended up going to MTC, actually when I was married with 2 children, and life seemed to be going okay, but my destiny, my destiny was still at the back of my mind. Anyway, I asked the director of nursing to tell me more about working abroad. And she told me, come to my office. And that is Mrs. Marty. I would like to give credit to her. And she told me going to America, because I started with, I would like to go to America. You can, but it's a little difficult. You have exams to do. The visas are very lengthy. But you can go to UK without a visa. Those days, there was no visa to go to the UK. And I can start your application. And so Mrs. Marty called the United Kingdom Council, UKCC it was called, it has changed, and got me an application. And I started my application, and they returned and they said, you can apply for jobs. You know, after my teachers gave me the references, and by the time I finished, I was already offered 3 jobs on condition that I pass my nursing council exam, Kenya Nursing Council exam. As soon as I passed, they said, come. 3 hospitals, actually. And I kept in communication with them saying, yes, I'm coming. But I didn't have the money to buy a ticket. And I had to go with my 2 children. So I got a job in Aga Khan. I had been offered a job in Kenyatta, but the money was so little. I went to Aga Khan, and in 6 months, I earned the money to buy my ticket. And these hospitals kept the position for me.
Ah, wow, that's so intriguing, because I love the fact that you've told us, by the way, because last week we had our guests here who were telling us kukuwa na patience, especially when it comes to going abroad ni kitu muhimu sana, because sometimes things don't happen like a microwave, yani quick. Things don't happen like that. Sometimes you have to have that either wait period or grace period, especially when it comes to documents or waiting. But I'm glad you've also told us that uko palikazi ilikuwa imewekwa, it was still waiting for you, and I feel as if that also speaks to how good that you are at what you do, because kama wanaweza kuwekea kazi, inamaanisha Elizabeth wewe uko juu wazee. So please do continue. Haya, ukapata mikwanja ya tikiti, ukaenda pale ukanunua tikiti. What else did you need, especially when it came to documentations? What did you need to gather? Because I'm sure there are medical professionals who are watching you who would love, of course, to still embark on that same journey. So maybe you could enlighten us about some of those important documents that you needed so that you actualize this opportunity. Amaju kabisa.
I needed documentation right from when I was in the nursing school. As I said, I was still doing my 3rd year, had not done the Kenya exams, and that was the condition. I needed my teachers to give me, to write and say what kind of a student nurse I am. And yes, I got very good references from Mrs. Marty, the head of Department of School Nursing. Mrs. Karani was our class tutor. Yes, she has rested now. May she rest in peace. And generally, all the teachers, gave me references. They had to send a kind of a transcript of how I was doing, because I hadn't done the final exam. But after I finished and I got my nursing council license, I had to send that to the United Kingdom Council of Nurses. It was called UKCC. Today it is called NMC.
Okay.
You have to send that so they can really hakikisha umemaliza kuwa a registered nurse in Kenya. Now, what Mrs. Marty told us is that nursing in Kenya, it is internationally accredited. Once we have that license, we can work anywhere in the world. So I sent those documents. There was quite a lot of correspondence. They are very good. You write to them, they will write back to you. And I know they have changed now. There is an exam to go to work in the UK. That time, there was no exam. All I needed is to get myself there and get to a short course, which is like proving myself. I was the RN, the papers that I had sent them is now me. Zero. And it was to work in a ward they wanted me to work for 6 months to prove, but within 3 months I proved myself. The ward matron said, "You are so good. I'm sending all your recommendation to have your license and to, be employed." But I was proving myself in the very hospital that I went in there and chose one of them. I was already there, but to get a UKCC number, I had to really prove. And I proved myself within 3 months.
3 months. That's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that, because tunajua kuingia tu in a new territory si kuingia tu, as you've said, kujiprove. You were given a certain deadline, but you even went above and beyond and you accomplished it even before time. So I like to hear that, and I'm sure our audience here, when they hear your story, they can also put it as part of things they would want to do or things they need to do, especially when it comes to actualizing your opportunity away from home. Umesikia watu wa huko hawajui, hawako wanajua Elizabeth anaweza ifanya. Even after all her people writing letters, they still were like, oh, and then after 3 months, they were like, yes, she can really do this. Let me ask you this. During those first periods, umefika England, umefika huko, you're just getting to know the system. I'm sure you saw differences of how they practice medicine there and how some of the things that you are doing back here in the 254 at Aga Khan and stuff. So please, talk to us. These of it zilikupatia culture shock. Did you learn new things? Were you seeing some things for the first time, especially since it was a totally different place with totally different ways of doing things?
Yes, there were different things. For example, all through my school, I didn't have to deal with a computer. And I got to England and their computers, they are way digitalized. That was a big shock, but I learned quickly as well. But I also found that working with other nurses, I had more. And at this point, I would like to, commend Kenya. And I've been telling people, our education is good. It's richer. I found I had richer education than my fellow nurses in UK. Especially what we are doing now called, actually we were the first class of what is called KRCHN, Kenya Registered Community Health Nursing, because a lot was added. The course was, as I said, we did it in 3.5 years. It was intense, but I'm forever grateful that it was that way, because I got so much more than a lot of other nurses of my level who are called, RN, registered nurse, because of that extra work we did with, that was wanted. It is to do with public health and midwifery. So I found, I was working with nurses who did not have that knowledge of public health, who did not have that knowledge of midwifery. And that is what has actually made me excel. In England, I was just being so highly sought, my managers would recommend me and they go to meetings and talk about me. For a long time, I don't look for job. People call me, they say, we were in a meeting somewhere and we heard about you. Can you come and work for us, even for 3 months?
3 months.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because I'm sure there are other, as we said, people who are practicing like you, wameanza jani yao, nurses, and in many different areas of the medical sector. Ebu wapatie secret Juu umeshatuambia wewe walikuwa wanakupigia masimu, wanakugossip in those rooms. Like, we would love things like that to happen in our lives. So talk to especially the people in the medical field. Hebu wa encourage ama wapatie siri, Elizabeth, siri kama 2 ama 1 ambayo inaweza wasaidia, especially as they are looking forward kuingia maju, because as we can tell from your story, kuingia maju si kuingia tu ku step out of the airport in another country. No, there are many other things you need to put into practice, and as from your amazing story, yani wewe ulijikakamua mbaya. So please, Elizabeth, you're the perfect person. Tupatie, tuibie siri 1 2, tukue kama wewe, tukiingia maju ni tukutajika.
Siri hata sio siri, ni wewe, kujijua, kukuwa confident, to believe, yeah.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone
As
first.
they say, believing in ourselves and being authentic. That's what they look for. There's no secret. In fact, when people are trying to copy somebody else or be more than who they are, I have found that is when opportunities and doors close for them. But just being authentic, being, as I said, I'm very authentically Kenyan. Wherever I go, like when I came to America, they wanted to give credit to England. Oh, we have a nurse here who came from England, and I'm talking about Stanford University Hospital, and I didn't even know where Stanford was. Again, they found me in those meetings, and when they were introducing me to a hall full of employees, oh, we have a nurse here from England, and she's they're talking about all the good that they had. I had to tell them, no, stop, let me introduce myself. I am from Kenya. I went to school in Kenya. I did not go back to school in England. So all what I am, and thank you for all those commendations, is from Kenya. And the secret, as I said, there's no secret. It's be yourself. Of course, master what you are doing. When you are in college, do it, give it your all. For example, I used to go to maternity, Kenyatta, even when it was on my days off, because I knew I loved the midwifery side of it. And I wanted to get it for real. And
I think you've spilled so many good beans: authenticity, kukua kiwewe, putting your all into something you're doing, even if it's the smallest of duties. And I like the fact that ulikatiza huyo speaker ukamwambia mimi ni mtu wa 254, mimi ni mtu wa Kenya. So I love that story. Would love even to see a video of that moment, because najua walikuwa shocked mbaya. But thank you very much for sharing that. Also, kuna vitu ulijifunza hapa nyumbani when you were practicing here in the 254. Were there some things that you learned from here, ama experiences ambazo go through ukiwa hapa nyumbani ambazo zimekusaidia as you were excelling in England, before we talk about you going all the way to California? Are there those instances?
Yes, a lot of those. As I said, I started off working in London with people who went to school there. And again, as I said, I found my education in Kenya, my practicums that I did were so enriching. My fellow workmates would be looking for a specialist to come and do this. And I could do it because, the education was deep and we were very hands-on. And as I said, I put my extra interest in learning, especially the areas that I knew that is what I would like to end up in, or to, like as I said, the midwifery, the public health. I worked in the ward for only 6 months, and I realized I'm very good with the community, and I applied for a job in the same healthcare organization. It was Forest Healthcare in London, E11. that's how they, and they gave me a job to, like, they start us with the lowest grade. It's D grade, E, F, G up. I was a D grade, a starter, And I applied for a job in the same organization that was an F grade after 6 months, and they gave me the job. And it was to do with working with children in schools. I was a school nurse. I was covering 5 schools. And I found I was doing so well. When I found the nurses that I was working with, I ended up now teaching them.
Nice.
Because
Student amekuwa mwalimu.
you are taught that in Kenya.
Student amekuwa mwalimu, love to hear it and see it. So, because your story does not only include you conquering territory of England. Ulikuwa huko, umetesa, everybody knows about you, and then this new opportunity opens itself up, that is in America, where you are right now. Talk to us about how that came about. Ulijiweka kwa position gani? Were you poached? Uliambiwa kuja tunakutaka sana? Talk to us about that process, because I think you are our first ever guest who has that kind of story where you go work, alafu tena unaitwa tena huko tena kwa inchi nyingine. So from you, from England to California, give us that story.
It started in, there's a famous street in London called Oxford Street. We were shopping around there, with my children. We like to go to those high-end stores. Actually, we were going to Harrods just to see, where the royalties shop. And my children, actually, my firstborn Olive, she saw something about U.S. nurses. He said, "What's that, Mom? Let's go check." And we went there, and yeah, they had on the street there, they had an advert. Some, American hospitals had come there to look for experienced high nurses. And my children told me, "Hey, Mommy, this is you? Let's go there." And so I went and talked to them, and they said, "Yeah, we are looking for specialist nurses in high-end areas like NICU." NICU is a neonatal intensive care unit, the very little babies when they have problems where they are taken care of. And I said, "Yeah, I love that." As I said, I was doing school nursing, but I know, midwifery in Kenya covers intensive care unit for children. We used to call it a baby nursery, but it was so intense. I learned so much. I was almost hired instantly there. They said, "If you can come to America, this is what we can give you. This is what we can do for you. We can actually pay for you to relocate your family from England to the US. And on condition that you pass this exam." There is one exam, it's called NCLEX. My fellow nurses will know it's the exam you do in America it's like the Nursing Council of Kenya for America. Every state has, their board, but the exam is the same. I said, "Okay, all right." And they told me how to go about it, the materials I needed to read and get ready for it. And my children were like, "This is easy." We used to, play games about it. Their way of revising was like very ni kama utoto, tunacheza kama ni game tu. And my children told me, my youngest one, who was 8 years old, said, "Mommy, you are doing good now. Book the exam. You'll pass." And sure, I booked the exam while I was still in England. And then I flew over here, getting a visa to come to America was very easy, because I went to the embassy and I booked my exam, and this is what I'm going to do. Easy. And I was given a visa to come and do my exam. And I came and did my exam, and I had to wait for results, because I didn't have, here if you do your exam, you can know in 48 hours if you are a citizen, you already have all the paperwork. But because I didn't have that, I had to wait for 3 weeks. In those 3 weeks, I visited the hospitals that I had come to look for nurses in UK. and others. And I had very many job offers, conditional offers, if I pass my NCLEX exam. And sure enough, I passed it. In fact, the exam is, they give 5 hours. In case you are struggling, you can keep trying for 5 hours. But if you are passing, the computer will just close after you do 75 questions. And that is what happened. The computer just closed. I knew I have passed because if it's not giving me more time and more time. Yeah.
You didn't need all those 5 hours. 5 hours ebu kaeni kando. Si tushafanya hii kitu na tushamaliza. Such an amazing kind of story. And I like the fact that you're expressing it in a way that is so calm and collected. You know, you're so humble about it. But these are such amazing kind of milestones that, you know, you're just one after the other, one after the other. So I'm glad. Plus, una vitu mingi unasema zamana. I love the fact that you said even when your exam, when you completed it, you did some of your due diligence. You visited some of the hospitals. You knew some of the offers. Unajua, ulikuwa unajua, hawa wananipatia 100K, hawa wananipatia 150. You know, you saw some of the working conditions and you were able to pick the best place for yourself. What kind of advice, before we get into you building your own empire, what kind of advice will you give our diaspora family members who are already in that position like you, like they have new job offers or they are going after new jobs? What would you tell them to, kutilia maanani sana, what would you tell them to always at least have their best foot forward in so that to actualize these opportunities?
Actually, I helped a lot of my fellow Kenyans who I found here, who were, they came here as visitors and they did their exam and they passed, but now finding jobs. They did not start with me already. I knew about American hospitals when I was in the UK, but they didn't know that. And I've encouraged them, and I will still encourage people to be very outgoing. America is, it's a great country, and there are many opportunities. But you have to put yourself forward there. You don't need to know anybody. I used to get on trains and on buses and just have an address of a hospital, and I go there, just go to the reception and present yourself and say what it is you want, and a director of nursing will come and talk to you. For example, I landed in South California. That's where I did my exam, and I toured around, and I actually ended up even not going to the hospitals that had, had come to UK, because I had the opportunity now to compare and contrast, as you say, how much are you gonna pay me, and interview them really. And I ended up working in a great hospital called Loma Linda University Children's Hospital. It's a great university. Any of you that are Seventh-day Adventists, that's the headquarters of Seventh-day Adventists. It's a great, renowned university. And they hired me in the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit. And, I negotiated a lot. What have you got to offer? And I told my fellow nurses that I actually found there who had passed their exams, and they were telling me, no, they don't hire people like us. I told them, don't. I went there, I didn't know nobody. I just went to the reception, and they were very good.
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
They hired me. Actually, I had already gone there, and they had said, if you pass your exam, call us immediately. And I called them in 2 hours after getting my exam result. I had a job. I was at the HR, and they had called an immigration lawyer there. So my process of my citizenship started there.
Ooh, okay,
I
that's quite a nice story.
The hospital paid everything.
Hey.
And they also paid me now to go back to England. They gave me money to go and bring my family.
Ooh.
And letter of offer, that letter of offer for the job, and I told them, I I have to go and work my resignation time. I want to leave places with
Yeah.
in good. I have to go back to England and work my, give resignation and work and
Yes.
leave it. And they
In
said,
good
fine.
terms.
I got the job over in November, and I told them I can't start until May. I've got to go organize my family. I've got to finish where I'm working nicely. And they said, okay. And in fact, the immigration lawyer was asked to expedite my paperwork so that I can do all those things and come back.
Hey, that's such an amazing story. Yani, ukiwa the
They even
best,
offered me,
milango, dirisha, kila kitu inafunguka. Unasema?
Yes. Nasema, they even offered me, on top of giving me a good amount of money to bring my family, they gave me a sign-on bonus so that I can work for them for at least 1 year.
Aye. And that's why we have this amazing show, Diaspora Connect, to celebrate champions like Elizabeth. Aye. Yani hizi vitu zote zina happen. Yani mpaka
Something
unaambia
else.
employer, relax. I love it. Also, I'm sure, for me, I regard anybody in the medical field as a superhero. Unajua, akina Spider-Man, akina Batman, au wako ligi yao, but then when it comes to the men and women who work, especially in the healthcare kind of industry, to me, wanakuanga superhero. So to me, you are a superhero. So I'm sure you have a story, or you have stories about your encounters in, when you're practicing, when you're in the hospital. And I'm sure it's not easy, especially on many different levels. You interact with kids, many different situations. Can you tell us a story that comes to mind? Can you, give us one of those ones? Ndio tushikilie pia your story vile tumekushikilia sahi with your amazing journey from Kenya to the US.
Yes, I've had many stories. And as I said, that's why I commend my country for enriching our education. I was working in a maternity hospital in England, in a place called Harold Wood. And I was being oriented on the maternity floor, so I was supposed to just be watching what other midwives are doing. And then, a mother was having, kind of long labor, and they were calling the surgeon to come and take her for cesarean section. And to me, and the education that I had in Kenya, this is not a cesarean section case. I found myself telling them, come on, no, I can do this. And I went there, and the tray, I gloved, I told them, gown me, glove me, and I did that delivery. By the time the doctor they had called came, done. He said, what? Who did this? I said, I did. I was on orientation, and that was like, the manager called me the following day and said, what is your education like? Where are you coming from? Because our midwives don't do that. They can't, that's why. I said, yeah, we were taught to help mothers give birth. And it's just positioning them and the confidence that I had from my training in Kenyatta. Another one is when I was working with a baby that was very severely compromised, and I think I'm going ahead of things. Now I have my own healthcare company, and I work with very severe children from the NICU where I used to work. And I was called for one like that. And after saying, they know what I can do with babies, the baby was discharged to me in my own home. And with a lot of medications, a lot of machines. And I'm operating her machines, and I'm preparing her feeds, and she regurgitated and aspirated her formula. And she stopped breathing, what we call a respiratory arrest. And this child is in my home, and I was by myself. But because of, again, the education I have had, I keep myself abreast with resuscitation procedures. I was able to resuscitate that baby. The process is call 911. And they say, if it's a baby, you do back thrust. And, I followed the procedure. And then I went to my neighbors with the baby, and I called Melissa. She was another nurse. Come help, we resuscitate this baby. The ambulance is on the way. And when I called the 911 here, I told them, get a helicopter, because this child needs to be airlifted to the nearest children's hospital. We have hospitals local, but I know their level of care. And sure enough, when the paramedics came, they took over the resuscitation. The child is, still struggling. There's a pulse, but no breath. And I told them we'd go to the nearest local hospital, get sanctioning done, and then, I was told, the helicopter will land there. I found myself directing the medical team, and it was a very good outcome because, the child was survived. But I jumped in the helicopter with the baby, and the hospital very happy because of my quick emergency response. That hospital now is, they say, Elizabeth, you are the go-to person when they have a very sick child.
I can tell. You see, just like I said, superheroes. In the moment, others would have panicked, but you went back to what you know, your knowledge, and as you've said, you are able to save a life. You are able to make sure kila kitu iko sawa, and even the people in that hospital, wamekupiga saluti, wamekurecognize, wanajua wewe ni yule msee. So I love it. Thank you very much for sharing that story. I know such moments are not easy, especially in the moment, but you surviving them, you overcoming them is quite the story. Also, you've mentioned something important that you have to talk to us about: starting your own practice, starting your own facility, kuanzisha, kwa sababu umetuambia umetoka England, you are under people, ukakuja tena California, you went to a hospital, you were under people, but then what happened? You decided to switch lanes, do your own thing, and now people are under you. So please talk to us about that whole process. Also, I'm sure there are Kenyans who want to start, of course, their own practices in many different fields. Also, sprinkle in a bit of advice just for them.
Yes. It actually started when I was working in Stanford, in Lucille Packard Children's Hospital in Stanford. It's when I was told about being self-employed or being independent and taking care of patients. Initially, I didn't think it was for me because I thought, I've done it all. I think I'm gonna retire. And I've gone up to Stanford, I've gone up to these big university hospitals. And I was thinking about, I keep in touch with Kenya. I come to Kenya every year, sometimes twice a year. And I was thinking, I'm gonna go to Kenya now. I actually told the people in Stanford, I'm retiring and I'm going back to Kenya. And, I was telling, you can come and visit me in Kenya. But then I was told about this idea of working for myself or being an employer. I can hire other people, I can hire other nurses. And I still came to Kenya, actually, but I told my mother about what I've been told, and I said, but I'm retired. My mother told me, no, that is your calling. You go back to America. And sure enough, I was trying to do things over there, build a house and whatever, and it was, I needed to be reoriented on how Kenya works now. And it was very difficult. And in my frustration of telling my mother this is what is going on, I told her what I had been told. And the lady who told me, the nurse friend, she calls me auntie. She called me. She said, Auntie, how is retirement going? I said, it's not going good. I'm not getting things done the way I want. I had planned I would do them in Kenya. And she said, remember what I told you about being an independent nurse. I have a baby here from NICU where you are an expert. And I went there, they had to teach me for like 3 weeks what to do with this baby. But this is your area. I think you should come back. And with my mother telling me, no, I think you're not ready for retirement, Kenya. Go back. I flew back. And after doing just a few calls, to be checked out by the Department of Social Services here, another department called Medical California, them checking my licenses, my home. In fact, I had so planned on retirement, I had to start afresh and get an apartment. And they came and checked my apartment. And they said, yes, you're good. It is you with your experience. And within a short time, I was called for a baby, 5 months baby. And I just did what, needs to be done. It was a lot more than being employed, because now it's my own I'm an independent nurse provider. Just like doctors start their practices, it's my practice. But I did it. I started with one baby, and many have passed by me. I admit and discharge. Mm-hmm. And the last 7 years, I've had 10 children pass by me. I have 2 right now. And I'm planning on getting more. My only reason why I keep saying no when they call me is because of not having employees, not having nurses. We have a very high shortage of nurses here.
No, when you say that now, I'm sure guys are asking themselves, Elizabeth, tutakuja aje? Niende wapi ndio ni apply hiyo position unasema? Because niko sure kuna watu wa KMTC, niko sure kuna people in many different fields, especially in the medical one, wanasema wanasikia hii story lakini wanataka kujua hiyo connection ya kufika huko na kufanya hiyo kazi inaenda aje. Do you want to shed some light on that? Are there opportunities for Kenyans to come and join you if it's in your field or many other different fields? Do you want to connect us, or do you want to give us your information so that we can ask you questions later?
I don't know. I can tell you the ways of getting here.
Tell us.
In fact, when I did my NCLEX exam so that I could get my license in California, that time in 2003, you could only do it on the American soil. Now, I've been thinking about that. It is not easy for my fellow Kenyans to come to America to do this exam. What I did my research on where else it can be done. After a few years, they opened an NCLEX office in London. Again, it was not easy, because by then, UK has put a visa hard. It's so hard to go to UK, leave alone come to America. I did my research, and I worked with my friend and classmate, Florence Maina, who is the principal of Mathare MTC. I told her, let's work on how we can start an NCLEX center in Kenya. And I called the NCLEX, they're called Pearson, and connected with Florence. And with Florence, we worked to get the NCLEX center that is in Nairobi in Westlands, so that now nurses don't have to come to America or go to London or go to India or South Africa. They can do that exam in Westlands. And here I say I commend my friend, my former classmate in July 8 class, the first KRCHN class, Florence Maina. She, I I know other people, you know, I saw the whole when it was all opened, but we are the ones who started it, you know. And now nurses can go to Westlands and do NCLEX exam. And once they have passed that exam, we can hire them from here.
Oh, wow. That's quite a milestone that you've been able to achieve. Hey, umenisave airfare. Umenisave airfare na vitu mingi. So I love it. So people can head on over to Westlands. Kuna place wanaweza enda. Is there, maybe you could, because niko sure sahi wasa wanauliza ni building gani? Westlands ni kubwa. So maybe you could give us the specific, alafu pia give us your, if you allow us, because I'm sure there are people who would love to get into contact with you, wakuulize maswali, clarifications. If also you could give us how we can communicate with you, kama ni LinkedIn, kama uko na Instagram, if there's a website, if there's somewhere we can visit to gain more information and also to connect with you, that will be vital information for us.
Imagine when it comes to those things, mimi ni mama wa Gishagi.
Sawa basi, unajua kile tutafanya, nita kutext after this, unipatie hizo details, niweke kwa social media page yetu ya Diaspora Connect KE, alafu watu watazipata hapo. See, that's okay.
But I also want to say that
yes,
it is already there. Like already, Florence has been running classes in Madare, MTC, to prepare people for the NCLEX exam. And I think Florence has now rolled it to all the MTCs. And you start with the medical training college, because you have to get the medical training college where you graduated from to send transcripts to whichever nursing board you want to be licensed. Because if you want to come to California, you have to send transcripts to, we call it BRN, Board of Registered Nurses in California. That's very important. If you want to come where I am, and I would recommend you come where I am, because I have done travel nursing in Texas, in Florida, in Arizona, and I started off in California and I came back to California, because California is where it starts and flows to the rest of the country and the world.
And the world.
So when you are going, when you are, you have to be working with your medical training college because of the transcript. It has to be sent to the Board of Registered Nurses in California, because I've had their agencies there that are recruiting people, and they're telling them, oh, you can still go to California if you start off in Texas. It becomes very difficult.
Okay.
But when you get a California license, you can work anywhere else, any state you want. But for the other way around, it's hard, because a long waiting list to endorse a license from Texas to California.
Yeah, it's a long process. And thank you very much for breaking it down. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Your story is inspirational, motivational. We've had a few laughs in between there, which is so good, but we appreciate you and we thank you. And now, of course, you're our Diaspora Connect ambassador. Hey. So you are one of us. It's the first time we are meeting, such an amazing kind of meeting, but won't be the last time. Elizabeth, you're a star. So later on in the year, when you come back home, or when you're there and you want to tell us some new things, we may open another healthcare center. If you've opened that and you want us to be there with you, please, we would love to celebrate with you all the other milestones that you're going to achieve, that we know that you're going to achieve. So Elizabeth, kudos to you, our very own live superhero in the flesh. I love it. Aya, before we love and leave you, tunajua pia superheroes, muko na wapendwa wenu, muko na loved ones wenu. You've talked about your children so much. I'm sure they played a vital role in your journey and still do play an amazing role because unaona hiyo opportunity ya US ungekuwa peke yako ukishop, maybe haungetilia maanani, but since when you were shopping in England at Harrods and your kids brought that opportunity in the US to your attention, which was such an amazing thing. So salute also to your kids. So please, Elizabeth, kindly tuma salam, salimia kila mtu, watu wako hapa nyumbani, all your amazing peers and also relatives, loved ones, and also watu uko nao hapo US. I'm sure there's a community of people you love there too. Please, in ile wakati twende salams.
Okay, asante. Yes, indeed, it took a village to bring me to raise me to be who I am today, and I am very grateful to my parents who went without so much so that I got the education that I have today. I had to put my going to Form 5, miaka yetu ilikuwa A-levels before going to university. I had passed very well, but I told my parents, I'm gonna get a job so that I can help with my siblings. I'm third of 9, help with my siblings getting education. And my parents, supported me so much. I didn't go to School of Nursing until 10 years after leaving high school, after helping with my siblings to get, at least wamalize high school kama mimi. And I am grateful. My parents, my grandparents, my aunties and uncles were always very, very, very supportive. And they shaped me. I live by, the values that I was taught in the village. I'm a very village girl. Even here, I walk bare feet. People in my community know me as the lady who walks bare feet, and I tell them, yeah, I was raised that way, and I also know medically the benefit of walking bare feet. So thank you so much, my own people, my relatives back home, mandugu zangu, my sisters zangu. Thank you for all the support you've given me over the years. And I specifically, I don't even want to start mentioning names because so many people have been,
instrumental.
Instrumental.
Yes.
Something I wanted to say, I'm actually doing what is called nurse coaching. I have, I'm working towards a certification, but I already have been coaching. In that class, they told me, you could be the teacher here. So all nurses, and people, I coach people on the nursing process, the nursing journey individually. And I'm also coaching people on nursing entrepreneurship in healthcare.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate you so much, Elizabeth. Can't wait to link up with you later on. And also, in case amwe kukuja nyumbani, we have lots of space here in studio. We would love to have you. Would love to continue picking your brain about all those amazing things for Diaspora and all those activities. So salute to you. And just like that, tumetoka California, yay! Na tumerudi. As I told you, manze, in the US, they are celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy Independence Day. And I love the fact that watu wetu wana tap in from all over. Niko na 3 Stones African Beauty Salon in Washington State. Ni aje wase. Hopefully you guys are muko sawa manze. Tunawamiss manze. But we appreciate you. Thank you very much for writing to us. And they say thank you and thank you for watching and making us the #1 connecting show. And we can't wait to see you guys on the other side. Also, lots of messages coming in. Alafu uzuri pia niko na Selena hapa in the place, our amazing DJ. But before I get to Selena, because pia nataka Selena guess our sights and sounds. But before we get to her, let me read a couple of your messages because you're always the most important person on this show. Kuna mtu hapa anasema, like, jina mutawacha. mimi nataka nikuite na jina yako because you're important to us. So please, as you're writing us these messages, texting us in, make sure you include where you're watching from and then your amazing names so that kila kitu ikuwe A-okay. Aya, naona Bramwell ako hapa. Thank you very much, Bramwell, for watching, watching the show from Malta. The show is amazing. It's Bramwell. Thank you very much, Bramwell. Also a message here. You didn't leave your name. You said the Elizabeth Wanjiku story is so encouraging. I salute her. Aya, nyingine inasema Diaspora Connect. I am Titus. Titus, wagwan. Anasema tuned in and ready for a good time. Big up to all my friends. Greetings to my daughter Glesia and her mother Safina. To Neville, I really love your outfit, sir. Uko sawa kabisa. Also pass my greetings to DJ Selina. Maneno ni mwecheche hapa. Si unatuelewa maneno yetu zetu. Kwani si udu? So ifanya kila siku, Saturday especially. Alafu pia kuna message hapa inasema kindly connect me with Elizabeth. Au jaata jina, tuna connect nani? Wacha jina na tutajua wagwana. Alafu pia hizo communication, especially when it comes to Elizabeth, I'll be putting them up on our Instagram after the show. So if that's something that has intrigued you so much, make sure you head on over to our Instagram at Diaspora Connect KE. Ukiingia pale, utapata all those amazing things. Aya, before we get to our next guest, nataka nikuonyeshe our sights and sounds tena. Alafu DJ Selina tuambie where she thinks this is. But if you're at home and you're just joining us, it's not nice. We usually start at 10, but we usually have something that we do called sights and sounds. Look at that amazing place. Angalia architecture, angalia bridge pale, angalia vegetation, angalia miti pale, and then guess where is this in the world? If you know this place, it's as simple as you writing to us to ambie. Don't forget your name and where you're tuned in from. Alafu niambie, Neville, I think this place is this, or I know this place is this because I saw it in a movie. Ama anko yangu ameainipeleka huko trip. You know, tell me all those amazing things because I also have a few clues for you. Ndio at least you can narrow it down in a good kind of way because maneno ni mingi. When you look at this place, kuna vitu mingi unaweza ona hapo ambazo unaweza zinakushangaza kidogo because I'm sure DJ Selina uko area ama ushaenda nyumbani? Nice, DJ Selina is up in the place. Sawa, umeona hiyo mandhari yetu. Yeah. Where do you think that is? This is your first guess. Nakupatia hii guess ya kwanza. Uniambie ukiipata sawa. Usipoipata, I'll give you another guess before I give you the answer at the end of the show. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Aya, sawa. Umeona hiyo play? Ama nikuonyeshe tena? Umeona, si ndio? Aya, where is that in the world? Where do you think unadhani ni country gani ama ni city gani? Just tell me from the vibe that you've seen on TV.
I think that's Italy.
Oh, unaona ni Italy?
Juicy Kenya.
Okay. Of course si Kenya. So, answer yako ya kwanza ni Italy. Ni nini imekufanya, ni nini umeona ama ni nini ambayo imekufanya naona ni kama hapa ni Italy. Hebu niambie.
Hapo kwa ni maji, hapo kwa maji nimeona hiyo tall building. So ina hit. Yeah.
Okay, ni sawa. Hiyo tutakubali. Answer yako uzuri hapa hakunanga wrong or right answers. Hapa answer ni answer. But one of the clues naweza kuambia ni hii country by the way, since World Cup iko on. Sijui kama DJ Salino umekuwa ukiona World Cup but hii team ishatolewa tayari. Ilikuwa kwa World Cup lakini wakapigwa ile kitu. Nikiwaambia timu mtajua. But it's a team that is out of the World Cup. Na usiseme ati Cape Verde ama Cabo Verde. Siyo hapana, ni nyingine. So let us know, and as we go on, I'll be letting you know about some few interesting facts about this country so that you can try even you at home and tell me where you think this amazing place is. So make sure you come through. Aya, sasa I think niko ready kuingia kwa dance floor na DJ Selina kidogo because not only do we give you education, we also give you entertainment vile inafaa. So DJ Selina, take it away. Mimi nishaingia dance floor. Nishaingia, nipe kitu.
Kuishi bila wewe, ukiniacha kienda zako. kutua kwenye bati au bustani ya maua. Mwambie nampenda, ananisumbua. Mwambie nampenda japo kauchubua. Njiwa, peleka salamu, salamu zangu. Mimi sina hali, naona mawingu. Nyota nyota mwezi, kizunguzungu. Hali so shwari, haki ya Mungu. Nimeshazama kwenye penzi, naweza sema nimepangawa. Mwambie sijiwezi. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you, njiwa?
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you, njiwa?
Njiwa, njiwa. Njiwa, njiwa.
Njiwa, njiwa. Njiwa, njiwa. Mwambie sio chakula tu, hata maji mimi sinywi. Paka natuma watu kina Jose Mbilinyi. Na hizo kauli zake tu ananikata maini. Anacheza karata tatu hata aniamini. Nimeshazama kwenye penzi.
Boy ni lawyer.
Sema nimepangawa. Mwambie sijiwezi. Hadi mapema
Oh my goodness me, DJ Selena on the ones and twos. Na wacha nikwambie, Diaspora Connect, when it comes to edutainment, tuko namba moja. When it comes to connections from all across the world with our loved ones. Maneno swadakta kabisa. And as you've seen from Elizabeth, we get to learn many different things from our amazing family from the diaspora. Umesikia? It's always not about the good times, the roses, the good photos, but there usually also those dark times, but you still have to overcome them each step of the way. Na pia tumelearn from Elizabeth that kutoka tu ndege ama kutoka tu airport in a different country is not the only thing you should be doing. Unaendelea pia kujituma, because kufika huko haimaanishi ati opportunity ndo imeisha. Hapana, that's when you're just getting started. So you need to always put your best foot forward, especially when you're doing what you love. When doa, milango, kila kitu imefunguka ndo wewe uende majuu, you always want to make sure you actualize all those small opportunities. So make sure you're always learning one, two, three, four things about our guests. But right now, we still head on over to America and continue the 250-year celebration with them. Still happy independence. And right now, we are going to connect with two brother and sister. Haya, wacha nikuambie. Hii show, hawa ndo wangekuwa guest wetu wa kwanza, because they have shown us that kwenda majuu, unafaa pia uonyeshe wengine. You lead, others follow. Sisi tunatenda na wengine wanatenda zaidi. Right now, we are going to two separate places, but idea ni moja. Conquering ni ile moja. We have a surgeon and we also have a lawyer. Unaona vile hiyo combination ni ngori sana. Yes, and I'm sure some of you have read about them. Mumeona history yao amazing. Mumesoma kwenye mitandao hapa na pale, but right now tuko nao in the flesh. Tutakuwa tukiongea nao ndio tujue kufika kwenye wamefika saa hii ni Mungu tu ama kuna vitu zingine in between ambazo zilichangia for them to do amazingly well, especially when it comes to brother and sister challenging each other. Amu challenge to each other mukicheza kati ama mukirace, hapana. Pia tukiingia mambo ya masomo tunachapa kazi, tunafanya vitu vile inafaa. And right now tuone kwa heri side, tutoke JKIA, as I said, tuende Americas to celebrate 250 years in the right kind of way. Na mabazua wili, sister, brother, doing amazingly well and conquering many different territories from Kisumu. to the world. Niko sure wanafurahi sana. And I can see them. Wanafurahi. Mnataka kumit. Mnataka kuwamit. Aya. Sawa, let's meet our amazing brother and sister duo who are conquering the world. Nataka wajiintroduce. Nataka tuone mdogo mdogo. Sitaki sibling. Hapa hakuna sibling rivalry. Hapa sisi sote tumeweza mbaya sana. So, Lauren, I don't know if you want to introduce Lauren, I don't know if you want to introduce your brother, you want me to introduce you. I don't know how you want us to go, because you know, when you're a surgeon, many titles, many things, many milestones. How are you though?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm also well. It's been a busy kind of Saturday, but we're glad we are having you on board. We get to interact with you. You get to inspire so many Kenyans. So thank you very much for taking the time out to be here with us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And I like the fact that you reached out via DM. You are really vocal about what you guys do. Na ninawaambianga mkituandikia message kwa DM inaweza. And now you can see it's happening. So thank you very much also for reaching out, because she wanted to share this story with us so that we know, yes, we can all do it. Brother, sister, mother, father, it all works out together. Ama vipi?
I'm sorry, I don't speak any Swahili.
At all. Umetuangusha, Lauren. But it's all right. There's still time to learn a few things here and there. Is there one or two words that you've grasped or you use on your daily?
I mean, we speak Luo in the house, so
Oh.
yes.
Okay, idinade.
I do my bed.
Yeah. I see. Okay, now introduce your brother, because I'm sure he's feeling kidogo left out.
So,
Hello,
yeah.
everyone. My name is Brian Agandi. I'm an attorney here in Maryland. It's amazing to meet you all.
Eh, Brian aje lakini uko poa? Ama pia ni idinade.
Adi Mabe, Timongo.
I love it. And since the Kiswahili is still not where it needs to be, are there any pressures you get from family members, cousins, relatives for you to learn some Swahili or Sheng, as we call it?
I feel like no, because we can understand Luo pretty well. Yeah, we normally speak Luo with our family who can't speak English.
So at least it balances it out, because there are some people also who don't know their mother tongue, but Kiswahili, they are A-okay. So
Yeah.
English and Luo, so yeah. We'll give it a pass. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for taking the time out. I know you're in 2 different locations. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Where are you?
I'm in New York City.
And I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore and New York City. How has it been like? The World Cup is in America. Today is Independence Day. Are there any special things that you do since you've been in America for a while? Or do you just sneak in some Kenyan dishes here and there?
So it's actually also our father's birthday. So we normally celebrate our father's birthday today.
Nice. That's amazing. So at least it's a big celebration all around.
Yes.
And when it
Yes.
comes to celebrating family members, who's the one who goes most out of their way between you two? Who's the one who does the most?
Probably Logan. Probably my sister.
Why would you say that, bro?
Just because, Loren is all into, the family events, the vacations, the spending time. She had the graduation party. She reached out to you. So she's definitely one that, celebrates the most.
Yeah.
In addition, I would say there is a lot of things going on in the World Cup. People are going to certain places. They're watching it. They're having shows. So it is celebrated, but we do typically, spend time with our father on this day, and I'm on the grill barbecuing.
That's amazing. Brian, I want you to be the one to set us off on this journey, because we know this is Diaspora Connect. I want us to recap and rewind about your amazing story. Before guys know about the amazing things that you've done, we've had surgeon, we've had lawyer, but there is a backstory to all that. So Brian, I want you to set it off for us. Where does this story begin? Where did you guys go to school? And then also talk to me, how did this opportunity come about? Nani aliambiwa who was told about America? Who's the first one who was being like, oh, there's opportunities that we could go and seize on the other side? So start us off, Brian.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining in. Once again, my name is Attorney Brian Agandi. I'm here with my sister. So my father, Agandi Oyo, he is the one who, began this amazing journey. My dad, tried 9 times in order to come to this great country, and he saw the vision for a better life for us. So that's kind of how we began the journey. My father taking initiative. He's an occupational therapist, so he's very successful. And growing up with my father, he very pushed me to do great things. He always told me I was capable. He reminded me of who I was and the value that I can bring. And just seeing my father's journey alongside my mother as well, who was with us every step of the way. My mom was there. She was taking care of us. She was working hard herself, and she was also getting acclimated into the American culture. So we first started off in Missouri, right? That's where my dad's first job was, and that's where my baby sister was born. And then we went to Kansas as well. My dad got another job opportunity. And then where we really made time and really made strides is in North Carolina and Maryland. That's when, me and Loren were going to school. Loren, she'll tell you more about it, but she knew she wanted to be a doctor since I was 3. My dad was the one that inspired me to become a lawyer. He was just like, hey, Brian, try this lawyer thing out. And as you know, growing up in America, I had, challenges I was facing as a younger African-American male, in America in a different culture, and also, reflecting on my own culture. So I had a lot of challenges at school, but that's my mom. She's beautiful. That's our family. And they were there with us every step of the way, and Dad pushing me, hey, study for the bar exam. And then I also got a lot of my inspiration from my grandmother, my late grandmother that passed, and kind of her journey and the grandparents' journey of taking my parents to school that empowered us. So I just saw it as I had no excuse. And I also became a lawyer because, I enjoy arguing, I enjoy speaking, but I can also make a pretty good living. So those were 2 of the factors that I thought. And Dad, making me do homework with him, math homework, being very tough, even though I wasn't good at math, gave me the push that I needed to be the man that I could be. And then being this man also pushed my sister. To give you just a little bit more backstory, and then I'm going to kind of let Loren go into it. Me and Loren, when I was studying for the bar 2 years ago, me and Loren were in New York studying, so we'd wake up at a certain time, we would push each other, we would say, hey, this is the time we need to be back, and we also done entertaining things because we were both in the mindset of achieving our goals. Loren was studying for some of her exams, and I was also studying for some of my exams, and we just joined forces and always kept lifting each other up, even during the hard time, just like, hey, relax, go at it again, try this formula, try this way. And so those are some of the things that empowered me and my sister to take on this great journey together.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit to that.
Yes, Lauren, please do.
Yes, so I have always known I want to be a doctor. I've been saying it since I was probably 3 or 4 years old. It wasn't until college that I knew I wanted to be a surgeon. And I think the one thing I've always wanted to reiterate about my story and my brother's story is we don't have a straight journey whatsoever. Neither one of us went to law school or medical school right after graduating undergrad. We both went on to get master's degrees and then tried at it again with applying to medical school, or medical school and law school. So essentially what I'm saying is we didn't get in on the first time, and that persistence of just keep going at it is really something that both of our parents instilled in us. A lot of people say, America is the place where as long as you try and as long as you give it your all, you can truly accomplish your dreams. And I can say full-heartedly that we have both been through our trials and tribulations of becoming a surgeon and becoming an attorney, but we are here now, and all we can do is thank God and thank our family and everyone else who has been behind us.
That's amazing, because those are some of the stories that we love to hear, and that's why this show right here is the #1 connecting show in the region, is because of champions like yourselves. You go outside there, you conquer it, no matter the circumstances, no matter the environment, but you still conquer in many different ways. And I love the fact that you are unapologetic about it. And to be honest, when I see sibling rivalry, it's always on a different type of scale. But when I see the two of you striving for better, just like the way Brian has said, you used to both of you wake up at the same time, study, go out there, push each other. And I love the fact that, because I was going to ask you, where does this come from? But you've already told me that your parents instilled this in you. They were able to shape you and tell you, this is what we want for you. And just like the way Brian has said, your dad was encouraging you, don't you want to go down this path? And you were like, yes, let me go down this path. Lauren, for you, you already knew. You just had to tick which box, and you already did when you said you wanted to become a surgeon. Also, there are brothers and sisters, there are families who are watching you right now. I want you to I want Brian, of course, talk to the mandem, talk to the brothers, and of course, Lauren, I want you to talk to the girl child, talk to the ladies, talk to the young women about the need to actually put your best foot forward when you're in education, and also when you're striving to make your life and your career, and how important that is, because there are some people who different circumstances have led them to think otherwise, maybe demoralize them, put them in a different position. But I'm sure them seeing you two excel, be together as a family, and also push each other will give them a different type of redirection. So please, Brian, I want you to talk to the boy child, talk to the young men out there, especially encouraging them about the importance of education and also the importance of knowing what you want in life and going after it.
Yes, thank you very much for having me on here. To the gentlemen, the men of the house, one thing I would say that's very important and that has helped me significantly is, listening to my father's guidance, my father's advice, listening to your uncle. We have a famous uncle, Uncle Duncan, maybe he's watching. So these people, they helped shape me and help me recognize that, this is what it takes to be a man. These are some of the things you need to do to be a man, and this is how you protect, not only your immediate family, but your legacy, right? Because you want to leave a legacy behind that inspires the next generation, the next group of young boys, how, young boys can be strong for their family in different settings, whether it's a professional setting or whether, it's just entertainment and, you need to be there with your family. So I was inspired by my dad, and I would say listen to your father, your uncle, your older brothers, because they have guidance and wisdom. Listen to what they say. And then the next thing I would say is the value of education is very important, because education can put you on a different trajectory than everybody else, right? So with, getting a law degree, there's certain things or privileges that I have as an attorney that regular people can't do. I'm able to go after the bad corporations. I'm able to, confront the police. I'm able to do things within my career that can help somebody. So that's the advantage of being able to read a book, have an education. It also makes your parents proud, makes your mind steady. So don't be discouraged. Just to give you a little background, there's a point when I began my education, I didn't have the best grades. I wasn't looked as the person who's going to go to all these big and fancy schools. But I just kept pushing myself in school, getting better and better and better, meeting with the professors. So that's the value of education. And even if you're feeling behind, you can push yourself with some persistence and eventually attain that goal that you have. And just think about your mother, your father, your grandfather who sacrificed all this hard work for you in order for you to be in the position you need to be in. So it's just very important for you as a man to look at those sacrifices and do a little bit better and maintain the family legacy. Or if you don't have a family legacy, you are the person that has the tools, the power, the resources to create your family legacy. And I'll leave you with that.
Amazing. Lauren, what would you say?
Yeah, I would honestly say, as when we have a younger sister, so I'm the eldest sister, but also the middle child, and I think more than anything, like Brian has said before, I have always been the one to really bring the family together to make sure everyone's on the same stride, everyone's in the same accord. I think it's really funny now. We're at a point where if my parents are like not seeing eye to eye with one of my siblings, my parents always come to me to try to be the mediator. And I think honestly Brian has really summed up everything I would say. And what he said about for the boy child, I honestly agree with for the girl child, right? Education is so important. We see so many women now finally having opportunities that they didn't have in the past. And like Brian mentioned before, our late grandmother is a huge inspiration to us. She has been with us every step of the way. She has seen us fail exams, fail tests, etc., and has always encouraged us. And I think more than anything, yes, women are always the nurturers, they're encouragers, but we have that in us for a reason. And I think being able to hone in on, being somebody who is there for another person is very important.
Oh, wow. Aye. Champions, Leo. Today I have amazing people on the show, and you guys are just oozing so much aura and so much greatness, pinnacle of success. When it comes to many different things, you guys already embody it in many different ways. I'm sure the word proud has been used in capital letters on you guys so many different times and so many different instances. Also, I came across a Facebook post by Lauren that you had written some beautiful things about your brother, the path that he has, you're walking together, some good things. But the thing that also stood out for me is the fact that when I was reading the letter or the post that you had put up, at the end there, the titles, Attorney Brian Jacano Agandi, J.DMA. Wow. Such an amazing kind of title. Alafu kuna Dr. Lauren Agandi. Oh, DOMSC. Such amazing titles that I'm sure as we know that you've really worked hard. You went to school, different timings, kuamka, and all those many different things. And there's a word that our generation uses right now, which is first in the bloodline. Which is such an amazing thing, and you guys are literal examples of that statement right there. When it comes to your generations, they look back and be like, hey, we had some amazing people who made this possible. Talk to me about that moment, first in the bloodline. Lauren, what does that mean to you personally, especially the fact that you've achieved it, the first in your family? Talk to us about that moment.
Yeah, I think I would be wrong to not give a little bit of backstory. So my father came to the United States about 33 years ago as an occupational therapist, and he went to occupational therapy school in Kenya. But the biggest thing is my dad actually also wanted to be a doctor, and he started medical school in Kenya and unfortunately had to leave because his parents could not continue paying tuition to go to medical school. So he instead went to occupational school. And then my mother, she wanted to be a lawyer, and she missed being a lawyer by one point and ended up becoming a teacher instead. And so now we are walking essentially in our parents' legacy, right? I am now a doctor, my brother is a lawyer, and it is so incredible to see. And I think another thing I really want to reiterate, especially to the parents out there, is my parents never pushed us in these directions. They encouraged us, but they never told us that this is what we have to do. And I remember I asked my mom so many times, like, are you sure dad didn't feed it in my ear that I was going to be a doctor one day? And I just started saying it, and my mom reassured me that that's not what the case was. To be here right now, not only living out our own dreams, but the dreams of our parents is just something so incredible. And it's one of those things where I cannot believe that we are the first in our lineage to be achieving these goals. And, our lineage will only continue to move forward from here.
So true, so true. Brian, what would you say too about such moments, living that dream, picking up all those mantles? What words would you say?
Yes. So similar words to my sister. It's very important to give children the opportunity to find out what they love, and it will be through time. But helpful suggestions from parents are always good. I used to play soccer, and I was really set on going pro. Unfortunately, it didn't work. But my dad will always used to tell me that energy you put into soccer, put it into academics. And once I was able to transfer that energy from trying to be Lionel Messi on the pitch to, scoring goals on the exam, that is really what empowered me and made me have something to work for in terms of being, that. And then I was also very appreciative of my father encouraging us and kind of letting us know what we can do and our abilities, and there wasn't necessarily any limitations. And then I think you mentioned something about my sister saying, she looked up to me and whatnot, and that gave me some sort of push too, because here in the United States, it's me and my sisters. We're the only Magandis here. We have some cousins around too. So just having my sister that's on the same path, that was very encouraging for me. And I haven't really told her that, but it was inspiring for me as well. So as being the eldest brother, that's what I would take from that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. So much love and joy going around. And that's what we are here for too. Also, I know coming back home is such an important cycle in the diaspora kind of a journey. How are those plans looking like? Coming back home. I don't know if you guys have touched the 254 before. I don't know what are some of the experiences that you guys have had from back home. Is coming back home something that you guys have envisioned, especially setting up now, after achieving all these many things in education and stuff and career? Is there plans to come back home, set up hospitals, set up law firm, a Gandhi, some more of that into the place, medical centers, trainings for nurses and healthcare practitioners? Are those the plans for the future, or are we just keeping all that goodness in the United States?
I'll start first. I have always jokingly told my parents that I appreciate them for bringing me to the United States, but I'm moving back to Kenya. I'm essentially here on my study abroad, and I will be back in Kenya once everything has settled with my education and my career. And I think it's very well known in my family that I want to go back to Kenya. Luckily enough for us, our parents have taken us back to Kenya many times since we were children. So we know our way around Kisumu very well. Getting from point A to B, even if I have to get on a matatu, it's very easy. And yeah, we have a lot of dreams of things that we want to do in Kenya. And luckily enough, our parents have honestly, again, been very good examples for us. They do own a couple apartment complexes around Kisumu. And from there, they've been able to just show us that, the sky is truly the limit. And for me personally, I would love to one day set up a clinic, but honestly also one day enter the hospitality and tourism industry. I'm somebody who loves to travel. I've been to about 17 or 18 countries at this point. And I truly believe Kenya is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And I just want to continue sharing the love I have for Kenya with other people.
Mm-hmm. Brian, what would you say? Plans for home?
Yes, there's plans for home. I was thinking, maybe in this April coming. I mean, we've been, the past 3 years, we've been about 3 times. So I do want to come back home. I had one of these visions to own a home, like a beach home in Nairobi, and then, renting it out to people. So I had a vision of doing that. And then also in regards to opening up a law firm, yes, I have envisioned, taking the Kenyan bar and eventually having a law firm back at home. And I also want to, build, hotels and whatnot for people in Kenya as a way of giving back. And then one of my dreams as well, I wanted to through soccer, maybe sponsor like a youth soccer team so they have the tools and resources that they need. Because some of the biggest life lessons of perseverance and dedication I learned through soccer, right? So, and one of those life lessons, the ultimate measure of man does not matter in moments of comfort and convenience, but he's defined in moments of challenge and controversy. So yes, there are a lot of plans for us to continue building on our parents' legacy, and also, kind of creating our own wave and legacy. As Loren said, she wanted to build some clinics, but my way is to maybe buy a home and also sponsor a football team there.
Team. That's amazing. Lots of talent here to sponsor, and I'm sure those plans will come to fruition. And the good thing is that you guys are part of the Diaspora family now. So this is our first time we're linking up, but it won't be the last. So please get used to this face and many more others. Because when you guys come through, when you come home to do all those amazing stuff, even just to visit, please make sure you are talking to us, because we would love to share on the many more milestones that you guys are yet to achieve, because we've already seen what you guys have done thus far. So we can only imagine what is ahead and what is to come. We know it's all about that good stuff. So we really do appreciate you guys. And as we said, this show was made for winners, for conquerors like you guys. Alafu pia, when we talk about many different things, especially in your respective fields, I'd love to know, especially for Loren, how your day is like, especially when it comes to shift, to work. Also, of course, Brian, you'll be letting us know how, the law has been, how, practicing, running a law firm also in the United States of America, because I'm sure those are two separate things. So please, would love to dive into that, talk to us about those many different things. Loren, I don't know if you want to start with how your day is, your shift, before Brian comes in with practicing law, opening a law firm, etc.
Yes. I would say medicine in the United States is a lot more demanding than some other countries that I've seen. As of right now, I am getting to the hospital at 6 a.m. and I'm leaving at 6 p.m. And honestly, it's just running around, taking care of patients. Sometimes I have the opportunity to go into the operating room as a junior physician. My role right now is just learning how to take care of these surgical patients, and then as I progress through residency, I will start to learn more and more on how to operate on these patients. And as of right now, I'm working 6 days a week, so even today is one of my days off, and I'll go into work tomorrow and Sunday and work until next week. And the hours are demanding, but I would not want to be anywhere else. When I'm in the hospital, I have so much joy just knowing that I am living in a once unanswered prayer. Like, this prayer I've been having this prayer for the last 20 something years. So the hours may be long, but I'm very happy.
Okay. Well, yes. Thank you for sharing that, Loren. That was pretty interesting. So the day-to-day of running a law firm can be very interesting. So first, every day, I wake up about like 7 a.m. I check my emails, check any client concerns or anything like that, or there's any outstanding, what we call discovery, which just means that any correspondence between the attorneys. And then, you go to court. I practice a lot of different areas of law: criminal law, employment law, some family law, and some civil litigation, which is just business disputes. So you go to court, you might stay at court for like an hour or two. Then after that, you go to lunch. Then usually at 1 p.m., I might have court again, with a different case. Then I go handle that. And then usually 2, 3, and 4 p.m., I am speaking with clients, right? Because going to court is the law side of it, but the business side is speaking with clients, ensuring that you have what they call cash flow, right? And how you have cash flow is to satisfy existing clients, but also, continue to hire new clients, and, hiring or having clients retain you, that is based more on their personality, how they feel through the customer experience. So that's a totally different skill than, being a lawyer, arguing a motion, arguing with a judge in court. And so by having these two different worlds, you're learning something new every day as a law firm owner. You're learning, okay, I have to send this out by a certain date. Okay, this is how much profit we made. This is how much, our overhead is. How do I do that? How do I generate more clients? Okay, I want clients that can pay a certain amount, or clients that are in a specific bracket, or yeah.
That's amazing. I love the fact that you have two separate kind of lives, journeys, all over the place. But I love the fact that you guys are still remaining true to that Kenyan spirit. Aya, let's get out of the hospital and the courtroom. What's for fun? What's for fun? What do we do for fun? What do we do to unwind? What do we do to let loose? Brian, when you're not wearing the tie and the jacket, when you're not speaking all those legal terms, what are we doing to just unwind and relax?
Hey, I'm going with some of my friends. I remember in Nairobi, I used to go with my cousin Oscar and Ernest to, a club, drink some wine and unwind and dance with some friends.
And what about now when you're in the US? What do you usually do for fun, to let loose? Talk to me about that.
Yes, so I like to go to comedy shows. Those are really fun. Sometimes I like to go to open mic and sing my favorite music, or sometimes I just like to go and play soccer with some friends.
Lauren, what about you?
Me, I love to travel when I have the time. Like I said, I've been to 18 countries. I'm hoping to add some more this year. And when I have a little bit more limited time, I'm like Brian. I love going out with my friends. I love going to the club. I love dancing.
Nice.
And I think sometimes people see us and we think, we have these very strict and hard jobs. But at the end of the day, we're also still young adults. We like to do young adult things.
True. Plus, if I'm being honest, that's also the Kenyan in you. We are all about a good
Yes.
time. Sherehe, baby. Plus, I love it. Now at least I've made also two friends. I know if I'm those sides, I know my good time is sorted out. Plus, my serious time too. With, of course, Lauren and Brian. And we appreciate you. And before I love and leave you, because Mumesem, you guys have said that Kijaluo, you guys, that's your language. So we have something that we do on the show here called salams. You know how we are big on salams. Salams is all about greeting your loved ones. I'm sure your loved ones, as you've said, uncles are watching from back home, relatives, cousins. So I want you, this is that time where you get to greet them, speak a special message to them, so that they feel nice when they see you, not only by seeing you on the screen, but also you addressing them. So we call them salams. It's all about just saying hi to them and bigging them up. But for you two special guests, we'll twist it up. We won't do it in Kiswahili, because we don't know. And then we won't do it in English, because that one is too obvious. Let's do it in our mother tongue. So I don't know who is going to start. Make sure you say everything. We'll put the subtitles down below, so don't
Oh
worry.
my gosh, my Lula is very Americanized.
Here we go. Here we go with the excuses. Lauren, come on.
I will speak in Lua. I will speak in Lua.
Let's go.
I'm just letting you know it sounds very American. Okay.
No worries.
Ibinade. Atwan Nisi Erokamano. To my, I'm gonna do English and Luo. So to my family that's also in Uganda, Amosi, Ivinade. To my family that's in Kano, Ivinade, Amosi, Aheli Kabisa. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say.
Okay, I hope you have mentioned everybody in between there, because
Yes.
Brian.
Everybody knows where they're coming from. If
Okay.
you're from Ghana or if you're from Uganda, you know I'm speaking to you.
You know where you are.
Yes.
Love to see it. Aya, Brian, top it all off.
Nango Bwana. An Brian. An Wakili. Adwa Mosi. Uncle Benjamin. Baba. Amosi. Adwa Mosi. Agandi Oyo. Father. Adwa Mosi. Grandma. Adwa Mosi. Mama, Adore Mosi Knight, Adore Mosi Jared, Adore Mosi Makano family, Adore Mosi Ernest, my cousin, Itimu Mabebwana, Adore Mosi Oscar, Adore Mosi the father of Oscar, Adore Mosi Uncle Ben, Adore Mosi my uncles in America, Arokamano, Arokamano.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys have done it in the best way possible, putting our smiles on our faces. I'm sure all your loved ones are really happy also to see you and, of course, to interact with you. And from us, all we can say is we love you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us, to connect with us, to share your story with us, to teach us things, motivate us in many different ways. And we just, all we can do is give you guys your flowers and say asante and salute to you guys. So thank you very much. That is Brian, of course, attorney, and Sir John Lauren, all the way from the United States. Thank you very much. And that's what it's always about. When you come here on Saturdays from 10 p.m., I know they say East, West, home is the best. And this is where you'll always get the best when it comes to stories by Kenyans told in the Kenyan kind of way. Aya! Let's take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we still have our whole heap of vibes just for you, the most important person on the show. Plus, the answer for Sights and Sounds. It's on the other side of the commercial, so make sure you come back to us. Sibyl. But right now, DJ Selena, let's go to the dance floor. Let's go, DJ Selena. Hey.
Kila siku minaumia na mawazo, wapi tapata mke mwema maishani, akinifuta machozi nikasahau nilipotendwa zamani. Naona kama ngekewa mtoto mzuri kuwa nami maishani, nachomwambia ananielewa, nampenda sitomwacha silani. Gari pesa sina, ndio maana nakuiriza mchumba, wewe gari na nyumba, ama pesa ndo chumba, bora unirizi mchumba. Gari pesa sina, ndio maana nakuiriza mchumba, wewe gari na nyumba, ama pesa ndo chumba, bora unirizi mchumba. Mimi si mgeni wa mapenzi mwenzako, maumivu nayatambua, nipende kupende wewe ni ishara ya upendo, haiwezekani wewe date unanisingua. Mimi si mgeni wa mapenzi mwenzako, maumivu nayatambua, nipende kupende wewe ni ishara ya upendo, haiwezekani wewe date unanisingua. Sina raha, hey, naumia na mawazo flavor. Sina raha, hey, naumia na mawazo.
Yeah, Top C, Danny Sharp Bar Record, Skia Heat.
Haya mapenzi naogopa sana bwana mimi kuamua, kati mwingine nakosa hata raha jamani. Nani nipende asinizingue, nani nipende asinizingue. Hivi ni nani mwema atakayenipenda kwa dhati na sio kunitamani, mvumilivu kwenye raha tanikiwa na dhiki, asinishushe thamani sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, unitesa mimi sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa na malina, sababu ya ulofa. Ona bora nitulie nufaidi ujana kuliko kujitaja kalao. Wangapi wamependana kwa idiana, hawatoachana mpaka kifo. Wengi wako kimaslahi, wakitimiza lengo na kuna ufai. Mapenzi yanakaba kama tai, mwisho wa siku naweza poteza uhai. Mapenzi naogopa sana bwana mimi kuamua, kati mwingine nakosa hata raha jamani. Nani nipende, nani asinizingue, nani nipende, nani asinizingue. Nataka jiko la peke yangu mimi, si kila mja anapitia, aje anipe raha mimi, asiwe na chakachua. Niambie, nimjue, nieleze ni nani mama. Niambie nimjue, nieleze ni nani mama. Sababu ya ulofa, mama. Sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, nitesa mimi. Sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa na malina. Sababu ya ulofa, nani nimpe dhamana, alitambue dhumuni. Mola nipe muungwana, si kama wale wauni. Nani hata nipenda mimi, iwe furaha siku zote maishani, aje aniliwaze mami. Nataka jiko la peke yangu mimi, si kila mja anapikia, aje anipe raha mimi, asiwe na chakachua. Niambie, nimjue, nieleze ni nani mama. Niambie, nimjue, nieleze ni nani mama. Sababu ya ulofa, mama. Sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa.
We call them hot for the summer. Girl dash me down ya, bartender chase the rum ya. Benz and Brimmer and Hummer, bike free bike club up on the beach. We a go in at the sun ya. Girl I get to wetter than a river, them reveal white liver, so me beat up the thing like a drummer. The girl them raving, apply the fun, vibes so sweet the garden. Every man to a girl, couple up, couple up, couple up, couple up. Every girl to a man, couple up, couple up, couple up, couple up. And anytime you bring it on the right, you pick and keep it up. 5 days, I don't dare wait for you, my charges. For you, my charge. You want the phone? Yeah, no case. I no go talk. Scarface for you, my charges. For you, my charges. Take me everywhere you want to go. Tell me everything I want to know. No lie, no lie. Yeah, run am anyhow you want to run. Shake up, baby girl, you fire fast.
Karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji, back to Diaspora Connect, and of course you don't have your vibes ambassador Neville, and anytime you need a good vibe, we give it to you and you receive it. Of course, also alongside me, DJ Selena on the ones and twos. She's the one mixing it down at Patia. Hizo magudu vibes zile tunahitaji, especially on this Saturday, no, actually on this Sunday kind of morning. So thank you very much for being here with us. We still have a whole heap of vibes, and when we talk about vibes, you already know when it comes to traveling and showing us many different things in the areas of Seattle and surrounding, you know we have our very amazing, capable family member and Diaspora Connect ambassador, anaitwa Naomi. And since last week, we had a chef on the show, man like Philip Otieno, High Seas Michelin chef, and he's always mixing it up. That we had him here on the show last week, but Naomi akamua this week atuonyeshe something that Philip is familiar with. Take a look at this.
Hi everybody, I hope mko poa. Today we are leaving on a cruise ship. It's going to be a 7 nights and an 8-day trip. We are leaving from Seattle to Alaska, then from Alaska to Canada. We are going to come back to Seattle from Canada. Please join me as I give you a tour to the cruise ship. tell you what, kuna everything in this ship. There are several restaurants, kuna buffet, kuna buffet, kuna entertainment jet. Come on, this place, this guy is playing some cool soft music. Let's have fun.
I'll get you somehow. Until I'm telling you, so you understand. Each and other, somewhere on people, million some, million some. And I was saying all the words I know that you understand.
On this trip, we have so many Kenyans, and one of us is having a birthday right here in the ship. And as you can see, Kenyans are taking over the ship. There are almost 200 to 300 Kenyans on this ship. So Kenyans are having a time of their life.
Alaska, kama mnaona hapa nyuma, hiyo ndio ship yenye imetubeba kutoka Seattle hadi Alaska. Tumekuwa kwa hiyo ship for the last 48 hours na bado tunaendelea na safari. We have 5 more nights to be in the ship, so tumepata chance ya kukuja on the dry land only for 4 hours. Tutarudi huko ndani kwenye tutakuwa for more 5 nights.
And this is the best part, the rooftop. It is amazing, and as you can see, kuna swimming pools, kuna swimming pools za watoto, kuna jacuzzi. People who want to come and watch football, there's some joints when you want to watch football. And next time, if you come to Seattle, please make sure you put the cruise on your bucket list, because this ship ilitoka Seattle. And finally, it is time to go shopping. Finally, here we are, and to let you know, we are in this ship till Monday. This is what I was able to show you for now, but next week, I will show you more on the details and the opportunities ziko kwa hii ship. Asanteni sana, and thank you for joining me for this tour. Thank you so much.
Such an amazing kind of tour. Tunapelekwa na Naomi, our very capable ambassador there from Diaspora Connect. Alisema anatoka Seattle wanaenda all the way to Alaska. Trip nyingine ya kukata na shoka kabisa, and I'm glad she took us along the way. Yani tumefikisha maeneo. You can see how things are done in different areas of the world. Wewe umezoea kuingia matatu ama bodaboda pekee. Unajua huja experience some different ways of transportation. Unajua kama kwa cruise hivi. Something that we all need to put on our list of things to do. But also glad that you put us, Diaspora Connect, on the list of things to watch today, because we've connected with so many amazing Kenyans, and we are glad you've been here with us. Elizabeth, conquering in the medical field, kutoka Kenya kaingia England. Alafu aliingia England manze, opportunity haikuishia hapo, alijikaza sana, watoto wakaona ka advertisement ya unajua opportunity US na wakaichangamkia mbaya sana, and right now she has her own healthcare empire pale California, USA. That's Elizabeth. Alafu tumemeet some incredible siblings. Brother anaitwa Brian pale, attorney. Alafu pia tumemeet the lovely Lauren, Sir John mwenyewe. Such an amazing kind of story, and as we said, this show right here, there's a reason why we are the #1 connecting show in the region. You can never find vibes like this anywhere else, so make sure you are always joining us. Plus, if you want to be a part of the show, it's as simple as, you see this WhatsApp number on your screen, use it, send us a message, send us your bio if you have any inspiring stories, just like the way you heard. Lauren took time, akatuandikia DM, akatuandikia message, akatuambia, I think my story deserves to be heard, and we gave her the platform. So you have no excuse, because hapa tubagui. As long as you give us your story, we'll definitely know where to fix you. So make sure you're interacting with us. Alafu, Fridays 2 p.m. got even better right here on Citizen TV, because we get to relive all these amazing stories that we have on Saturday's live show. We recap them on Friday 2 p.m. right here on Citizen TV. So make sure you're joining us. Plus, tuko YouTube. Kama uko YouTube na una watch, big up yourself. Big up your emojis hapo kidogo, but you can always rewatch us right after the show in case there are some details that you want to clarify on. Make sure you head on over to YouTube. You'll find an amazing playlist for Diaspora Connect. Just search Diaspora Connect. You'll find that playlist and you'll enjoy. When we talk about enjoying our sights and sounds, it's time for me to give you the answer of this amazing place. But before I give you the answer, DJ Selena alikuwa ananiambia Neville, hii place sasa nimejua ni wapi. Aya, DJ Selena, as you're telling us where we can find you, pali tunaweza connect na wewe kwa social media handles, kama unacheza pahali, tuambie hizo vitu zote poa, alafu tupatie your final answer hapo kwa Sights and Sounds before sijawa bumburusha na the right answer.
DJ Selena kwa kila platform, Instagram, kila mahali DJ Selena KE. Then the answer, kuna zawadi nikisema
hiyo tutaonana kando. Hiyo tukianza kusema hapa kila mtu atataka zawadi sasa. Haya, tupatie jibu yako. Zawadi tutajua.
Austria.
Hiyo ni Mwakenya umepewa aje hapo, ni saa ngapi? But yes, that is Austria, of course. Thank you to everybody who guessed correct. There's an answer that came in. Hiyo lazima nisome, because this guy right here, he said the exact same thing. Na si ati ni juu nini, ni juu yeye amewahi enda huko. Yes, where is your DM? Because ulinibamba mbaya sana. Yes, Britton Koki came through and said, my name is Ryan, watching all the way from Lavington. I was there on my last vacation with my family. That is Austria. I know this place because I've been there. I love it. And that's why we have Sights and Sounds. Wale ambao wameenda wataipata. Wale ambao tuna screenshot. Wale ambao unajua tunaweka kando pahali tutafanya, bado itaweza mbaya. Ama wale ambao tumeona kwa movies pia tuko inside. So next week, Sights and Sound, we have a new location for you to try and guess and see where it is. But we've come to the end of this amazing journey, but it always happens on Saturday, 10 p.m. till late. All you need to do is tell a friend to tell a friend. We are the #1 connecting show in the region. All those stories by Kenyans for Kenyans, told in the Kenyan kind of way. But since we are at the end, there's only one thing left to do, and that is say goodbye to you, the most important person on the show. So, from me to you, adios, muchachos. DJ Selena, take it away.
You be my sweetness, oh. You be my sweetness, oh. Your body set the body fire, body got me breathless, oh. Boy, you got me feeling so blessed, oh. Wow, 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 wow. I go crazy, I go dance, I go break in my waist, in my head, in my head, in my head, in my. You dey play, you dey score, you dey dance, in my wow, wow, wow. I go crazy, I go dance, I go break in my waist, in my head, in my head, in my head, in my. You dey play, you dey score, you dey dance, in my wow, wow, wow. They wanna know. bam. I go crazy, I go dance, I go break in my waist, in my head, in my head, in my head, in my head. You dey play, you dey score, you dey dance in my wow.
I did the jumping spread out and I do me thingy. The DJ did that nice it up. Lord, Lord, Lord. Then the crowd started to dance and sing. All of a sudden, the dance mash up. Lord, but me no know who both the